Hello traders, and welcome to the market opening preview on a Thursday, February 4th, 2016. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, today we're going to look at 6 currency pairs. We're going to talk about some news and data that's coming out today. And as you know, it is NFP week. On Friday, we got the non-farm payrolls coming out. And ADP had a high number, 205. They were expecting like 180. So it's going to be an interesting day come Friday. But the markets are pretty volatile, I have to say. Quite surprised at the charts today. But before we get started, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, just remember I do record this during the Asia session. So if you're looking at this video during London, go back about 11 candlesticks or 12 candlesticks, and you can see where I started this presentation. Traders, I've been trading since the year of 2006. In 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, traders, I'm in my 8th year and still living in Thailand and absolutely loving it. And the nicest thing, other than the people and the food, is, of course, is the time zone. It's just another day at work. It's early in the morning till late at night, and it's quite fun. I love trading Forex, and it's great to be with you. So how do I trade? I always look at fundamentals. I'm listening to fundamentals all day. I don't trade the fundamental release. I trade what happens after the fundamental release. So most of the times if I'm going to trade a news event, I don't enter a trade until 40 minutes after that. However, I'm a technician. I love watching charts. I love candlestick patterns, support, resistance, price action, price structure. I use the Fibonacci tool. I do use 2 indicators. I use Ichimoku clouds and I use harmonics, depending on what instrument I trade. And yes, I have to be honest with you, I do trade options in the New York session. So I do trade both Forex and options in New York. So it's quite a crazy 2.5 hours. By that time, it gets close to 11 o'clock at night. And I'm one of those guys who are up at 5:30 in the morning no matter what. And I'm in front of my charts by about 6:15. So it's quite a busy day for me Monday through Friday, and but I love what I do, and it's really it's not a job, it's an adventure, and I love it. It's really great stuff. That's just a little bit about myself. Let's get the legal stuff out of the way. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Most importantly, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, kept the lawyers happy. Let's move on. All right, let's take a look at how the markets closed. Sort of mixed in the U.S. session. The Dow 30 closed up 1.13%. The S&P 500 closed up at 0.50%. The NASDAQ closed negative 0.28%. And the small cap 2000 closed just barely negative 0.07%. So that is what has happened in the U.S. session. Let's take a look over London. The DAX closed negative 1.53%. The FTSE 100 out of London closed negative 1.43%. The CAC 40 out of Paris was negative 1.33%. The Eurostock 50 out of Frankfurt was negative 1.90%. So they had not a good day yesterday. Let's go over to Asia, and some of these countries are open, some of them are closed, as I do this pretty early in the morning. The Nikkei 225, which is currently open, is trading negative 0.93%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is up, positive 1.12%. The China A50 closed yesterday at negative 0.90%. The Hang Seng, which is not open yet, closed yesterday at negative 2.34%. The Kospi out of Seoul is open and is currently positive 0.65%. Traders, let's take a look at the economic calendar. Today got pretty active calendar for Thursday before NFP. As I'm looking, I'm noticing that during a half hour into, well, really right at the open of the European session, we have ECB President Draghi is speaking right off the bat. And let's see what else is going on. The Great British Pound has interest rate decision, and that's It's about 4 hours after the open. Also, we got BOE inflation report, which is high impact, and BOE MPC meeting minutes out of the pound today. So it looks like we've got a lot of data coming out of the pound today. Also, we got BOE Governor Carney speaking, that is normal when they have a rate decision. He does speak. So we are expecting that. There's a lot of data, medium and low impact. In the U.S. session, there is no high impact data today. However, we have initial jobless claims, and we have also jobless claims 4-week average comes out today. Factory orders comes out, and factory orders ex transportation comes out, which is low impact. And that's about it as far as what the numbers are and what's going on with that. So it's sort of a mixed day today. It's the day before NFP, and we should see some good price action today. And commentary is, I just don't understand some of the charts. I don't know what's driving some of the price action that we're seeing. We're all over the place. These charts are just all over the place. 1 minute they're down 150 pips, and the next day they're up 150 pips. I have no idea how the euro dollar is sustaining this up move, and it's just not falling. And I know the dollar has weakened some, but the dollar is still at 98. I think it was 63 the last time I looked, and so it's still up there. It's not like it's down at 80. It's still up at 98, close to 99, and some of these charts don't reflect that. And the dollar is weak, and we get in these mixed emotions off of Wall Street, as I read to you the indices. So let's take a look at the euro dollar, and let's move along, and I'll talk as we go. So here we go. Here's the euro dollar. Now, right at the moment, we're in between resistance, which you can see I have it marked up for 1.1147. And then you can see the daily pivot point is marked up for 1.1048. So, that's 100 pips there almost, right? So we need this to come back up. We need this to pull back up to resistance and then give us, and we can take our profit, like I said, 1.1048, and we'll take our profits from there. But right now, we're just right smack in the middle. There's nothing to do here. The trade was at the end of New York, right? Each candle is 30 minutes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours ago was the trade. So, that's New York afternoon. That was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Wall Street, 1500 hours on Wall Street. So, that was a trade off this resistance, and then it just came on down. And now it's inching its way back up. We're in an inactive zone. There's no data in Asia today, so it's probably going to head sideways until we get into London, and then probably kick its way back up again. I would love to see this come back to this daily pivot point, though, because that's where I want to enter it. First time in a long time I've been saying I want a bullish trade on the euro dollar. That's not me, folks. But we need this to come down to the daily pivot point at 1048. We'll get out at 1147. That's 101 pips, folks. So that's a really good trade. If we can get this to do one or the other, either go up to resistance and we'll sell it, but I'd rather it come back to the daily pivot. We'll just continue this trend of this craziness of it going up. And you can see it's, it's stair-stepping, right? Comes up, goes sideways, comes up, goes back down, fibs it, goes sideways, and now we're in the sideways price action, and now we're just waiting for what kind of reaction we're going to get there. All right, let's take a look at the pound dollar. Pound dollar is basically, it looks like the euro, doesn't it? Basically in the same situation, in the middle between resistance and support. Again, I've been bearish in the pound for a long time, but this price action is just so bullish. When you look at the 1 hour and 4 hour charts, I could not come up with a bearish trade plan. So I want this to come back down to the daily pivot point, and you know what? We'll buy it up to 1.4643, and we'll get into this trade at 1.4546. Again, another 95 pip trade here if it works. We just need price action work. The only thing you have to be careful of with the pound is that there's a lot of data coming out today. And you got Carney speaking, and this is going to be a volatile pair today. So be careful with that. All right, here's the Aussie. Listen, all I want to do is sell the Aussie. I don't care how far up it goes. We just want to sell it. So this is a trend line trade today, and it's a three-touch trend line trade. We just want this to break the trend line. I'd love to get in this at 0.7158. We're at resistance now. I just need the next couple of candles turn red and come down below, hopefully for London Open. And we're going to take profit at the 200 exponential moving average at 0.7072. And why am I not taking profit at the daily pivot point, traders? Yes, look left of the chart. There's nothing there. We have a wide open space left of the chart. So I don't expect any issues with the daily pivot point on this Aussie dollar trade. So we just need this to break this trend line, get below it, and we want to use this 200 exponential moving average. Or you can use the support EA line, the yellow line there, and take your profits from there. But you'll be way in profit, and it'll be a break-even trade long before you get to that area. And just let it ride down there. And hopefully it'll come down to the 200 at 0.7072. We'll take some nice profits there. Okay? All right. Let's take a look at the Euro Aussie, which is absolutely a disaster at the moment. It was moving really nicely, and now we're in this, look at this price action here. We have resistance of the daily pivot point, and then we have the 200 exponential moving average so close to each other. Look at this tight range we're in, right? So, you know, I want to sell this. I'd rather sell the Euro Aussie than buy it. So if this went all the way back up to the R1 pivot point, that's fine. But my trade plan is for this to break through the 200 exponential moving average, and we'll enter at 1.5433. And we're going to take profit at the S2 reversal, and that's at 1.5297. This is going to be a tough one, traders. We're going to have to really keep an eye on what's going on here before we make any kind of move on this pair. We have to be very careful on this pair today, and we'll just watch it very closely. And it's going to be the Euro that's going to command this today, not the Aussie. It's the Euro that's going to command this with all this data coming out. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Yen. Not a lot of price action yesterday. In fact, I'm showing you yesterday's chart. In fact, and we're at the same situation. We want this to come up to 131.17, and we'll take it and we'll sell it. And it looks like it's almost about there, and it's doing very well. Hopefully, it'll go sideways until London Open. And if it gets up to that R1 pivot, that'd be great, and we can just sell it back down. Don't have to take profit yet, but I am, you know, looking at this 130.10 area to take profit at. So again, this is over 100 pip trade if we can get this down, but we need some sort of price action. There's no price action, and this is all over. And this 200 is in the way. We have a resistance line here. We got an R1 there. So, you know, I want to sell this. I'm really confident that the yen is much stronger than the euro, you would think. So let's go with, we want to sell this, and we're just waiting for that opportunity. I'm just waiting for a bearish engulfing candle and break that 200 exponential moving average, and we can sell it. All right, that's my plan for the Euro Yen today. Let's take a look at the Kiwi. New Zealand dollar is in a great spot. I've already put a trend line in there. It's retested the trend line. It's actually ready for an entry. It's got a red candle, but it's a doji. Now, I'm probably a half hour since I've taken the screenshot, so I don't know what the next candle is. But if it's a red candle, it's probably a good opportunity to take this and sell this now. Even if you just get down to the daily pivot point, you pick up a quick 25, 30 pips and get the heck out of there. Where's your stop going to be? Not very far, folks. Very tightly on the stop. Maybe, like 66.80 maybe? You know, 66.70. I wouldn't give it a lot. I wouldn't give it a lot at all and just sell this. I think you're going to go right through this daily pivot point, by the way. There is no price action left of the chart. It's a wide open space again. And we want really this to come down to the 200 exponential moving average at 0.6538. And that would be a wonderful trade. That would really be a really nice trade if we can get that down there. So we'll see how this works. And I think it's time that this comes down anyhow. So I think we've hit the resistance area, and let's see what happens. And again, it's the dollar that's running this here. It's not the Kiwi, it's the dollar. And if we continue with dollar weakness, this is just going to continue to go up. So unless we start seeing some dollar strength today, there's not a lot we're going to be able to do. Okay? All right, traders, thank you. That concludes our 6 currency pairs. On behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining us on a Thursday, February 4th, 2016. Traders, always remember to trade smart and not hard. Traders, be careful today and tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit wild out there in the markets, so please protect yourself. Traders, have a great trading day. Grab those profits, and we'll talk to you in about 24 hours. Take care, traders. Bye-bye.